The Indian Armed Forces may very well strike the Pakistani military headquarters if there is any evidence linking Munir or his stooges to any terror attack in Kashmir in the future. A major resolution has been passed by the NDA, the parties behind the BJP-led Indian government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, this resolution sets the stage for India to end Islamabad's cross-border terror once and for all. This, after overwhelming evidence, once again revealed a Pakistani hand behind the Pahalgam terror attack. We'll tell you why Pakistan's role as a global terror hub has once again been established. This is why the Indus Water Treaty will never be restored. Meanwhile, now a Reuters news report claims one Indian fighter jet was hit. This is a major embarrassment for Islamabad and its Prime Minister, who had been claiming to have shot down at least 5 Indian fighter jets.
I can confirm you that 5 Indian aircrafts have been shot down.
The Indian Air Force and the Indian Army have also been honored by the NDA. This after Indian forces first neutralized 9 terror camps in 9 different Pakistani cities and then hit more than 10 Pakistani Air Force bases, destroying PAF fighter jets and military aircraft inside hangars. We'll get you all the details. Now, the NDA has also taken a firm resolution that will shake Islamabad.
वज़ीर-ए-आज़म साहब, हिंदुस्तान ने अपने बैलिस्टिक मिसाइल अभी लॉन्च किए हैं. एक नूर खान एयरपोर्ट पे गिरा है.
This resolution has 3 key parts. First, any terror attack will invite a response from India's armed forces. Secondly, India will never tolerate any nuclear blackmail. And thirdly, and most importantly, there shall be no distinction between terror masterminds and state sponsors of terror. With this, New Delhi has set the stage for a strike on Pakistan's GHQ in Rawalpindi. Indian military will neither spare terror masterminds hiding inside Pakistan nor its state sponsors of terror. Now, Pahalgam terror attack was planned, organized and executed from Pakistan, and one of the attackers was even a former Pakistani Special Forces commando. All 3 Pakistani Pahalgam attackers were eliminated by the Indian Army during Operation Mahadev. But let's take a closer look at all the evidence linking the terror attack to Pakistan. Indian security agencies have revealed undeniable proof that the 3 TRF and Lashkar-linked terror masterminds who were neutralized on July 28th during Operation Mahadev were all indeed Pakistani nationals. This includes proof from Pakistani government documents, biometric data, and Karachi-made chocolates. Would you believe it? The irrefutable evidence unearthed during the investigation so far includes biometric data from Pakistan's own National Database and Registration Authority, voter ID slips, satellite phone logs, and GPS points, which all matched eyewitness accounts as well. A senior official stated, quote, "For the first time, we have government-issued Pakistani documents in hand that nail the nationality of Pahalgam attackers beyond doubt," unquote. According to a report by the Times of India, the 3 operatives identified by Indian Army as Suleiman alias Faisal, another called Hamza, and the third one Gibran. They were all senior members of globally banned terror outfit Lashkar or LET, and all 3 of them were successfully gunned down by the Indian Army in an encounter in Dachigam forest near Srinagar on the 28th of July. It was called Operation Mahadev. Now, this was a coordinated and protracted operation carried out by the Indian Army, Jammu and Kashmir Police, and the Central Reserve Police Force or the CRPF to track down and eliminate all 3 terror operatives from Indian soil. Reports suggest that Suleiman was an A++ category terror mastermind and the lead shooter. Hamza, with alias Afghan, was an A-grade commander and the second gunman, and Yasir, with alias Gibran, was also an A-grade commander and the third gunman in that group. Now, here's what proves the involvement of these 3 operatives even more. Security agencies recovered laminated voter slips issued by Pakistan's Election Commission from the pockets of Suleiman and Hamza. These slips were linked to the electoral rolls in Lahore and Gujranwala. It suggests that these criminals intended to cross back into Pakistan but were cut off and then cornered by Indian forces. Moreover, these guys had been carrying a satellite phone. The damaged phone's micro SD card contained biometric records linked to NADRA, fingerprints, facial templates, and family tree. All these have been recovered by Indian agencies. It not only confirms their citizenship but also their home addresses in Changamanga and Koya village in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Forensic tests also confirm that the rifles seized from these terror masterminds were the same ones used during the Pahalgam attack, with a 100% match. 7.62 by 39 mm casings which were found in Pahalgam were analyzed with the rifles found with these attackers, and the striation marks were 100% match. Along with voter IDs and biometric records, security forces also found wrappers of chocolates and even traced them back to a consignment shipped from Karachi to Muzaffarabad in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir in May 2024. Another solid proof that these terror masterminds were residents of Pakistan. The three terror heads were reportedly hiding in Dachigam forest soon after the April 22nd attack. A PTI report confirmed that none of these terror operatives were Kashmiri locals and that all of them were outsiders sent from Pakistan into India. According to officials, the terror operatives crossed the line of control via North Kashmir's Gurez sector in May 2022. They were aided and sheltered by two helpers named Parvez and Bashir Ahmad. Following this, they trekked to Baisaran to carry out the attack on a pre-planned day. Now, there is enough evidence from their seized devices which matches GPS data with the firing positions as described by eyewitnesses of the Pahalgam attack. And there is more. Satellite phone records reveal that the operatives were in contact with their handlers hiding inside Pakistan. In fact, voice analysts also confirmed LET's South Kashmir chief Sajid Saifullah as the main handler of these terror operatives. They also cited footage showing terror group LET's Rawalkot chief Rizwan visiting the attackers' families on the 29th of July to attend their funeral. The revelations underscores a deep involvement of Pakistani government and military with terror outfits. The Lashkar operative had been neutralized by Indian troops in an encounter during Operation Mahadev. His funeral in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir was attended by gun-wielding Lashkar members, while Pakistani authorities did nothing. On April 22, 2025, a major terror attack took place in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, where multiple gunmen opened fire in a busy tourist area, killing 26 people. The victims of the attack were mostly Hindus, along with one local Kashmiri Muslim. Soon after that attack, a Pakistan-backed terror group called TRF claimed responsibility by posting on social media and even shared a photo from the attack. TRF is known to be a front for UN-designated global terror organization Lashkar or LET with its roots inside Pakistan. The TRF is known to be a shadow group of the main organization, which is Lashkar or LET. During the aftermath of Pahalgam, Indian investigators and a United Nations report both stated that TRF was definitely involved in the attack in Pahalgam. In fact, evidence from Indian agencies showed that some of these terror operatives were Pakistani nationals and their communication were traced back to Pakistan. However, just as always, the Pakistani government and military simply issued denials. Very recently, the United States Department of State even designated TRF as a foreign terror organization and as a specially designated global terror group, a decision that was welcomed by the Modi government in India. After the Delhi Pahalgam attack, India launched Operation Sindoor against Pakistan on the 7th of May, a precision military operation that targeted and destroyed 9 terror camps deep inside Pakistani territory. The camps were situated in Bahawalpur, Muridke, Sialkot, Kotli, Bhimbar, Tehra-Kalan, and Muzaffarabad. The Indian military used advanced weapons including Rafale fighter jets and the Sukhoi 30 MKIs, along with BrahMos and the Scout missiles. Israeli origin Sky Striker loitering munitions were also used. After Indian military successfully meet all Pakistani air defense systems and humiliated Army Chief Asim Munir, Pakistan in retaliation launched drone attacks on Indian civilian and military targets. This marks the first time drone warfare was seen between India and Pakistan. The strikes caused civilian casualties on both sides. India also suspended multiple clauses under the Indus Water Treaty and diplomatic contacts with Pakistan as a strict response to the Pahalgam terror attack. Pakistan had initially claimed they would go to war over Indus Water Treaty suspension. However, after Indian Air Force strikes destroyed 10 Pakistani air bases, Pakistani government dropped their demand over IWT restoration and called the Indian military to request a ceasefire. In other words, Islamabad surrendered. India says it will never restore the Indus Water Treaty unless Pakistan dismantles its entire terror network and stops state-sponsored terror. Pakistan is a failed state and a global hub of terror. From 9/11 New York mastermind to 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks to London tube bombers and more, all such attacks have links to Pakistan in some form or shape. It's disappointing to see the President of the United States today backing Pakistan, the same country and military which shielded Osama for years. Has Trump forgotten the nearly 3,000 people who lost their lives in New York? Today, all the evidence again reveals a Pakistani hand behind the Pahalgam attack and the country as a global hub of terror. But what do you believe? Should India treat any future terror attack linked to Pakistan as an act of war? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.